Aloha and good day. My name is Jürgen Steinmetz from eTurboNews, and this is a breaking news update. For more news updates and shows, please go to youtube.com/travel news group. youtube.com/travel news group. Here's our update.
Australia sends troops to Solomon Islands after violent riots. The protests are linked to a number of local problems, perhaps the main one among them being a decision by the Solomon government in 2019 to cut diplomatic ties with Taiwan in favor of China. Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison announced that Australia has sent police and soldiers to the Solomon Islands in a bid to curb violent riots. According to the Prime Minister, 75 Australian Federal Police officers, 43 troops and at least 5 diplomats are heading to the islands to provide stability and security, and help local authorities to guard important infrastructure. Their mission is expected to last several weeks, and comes amid growing unrest, with protesters recently attempting to storm the National Parliament. The protests linked to a number of local problems, perhaps the main one among them being a decision by the Solomon government in 2019 to cut diplomatic ties with Taiwan in favor of China, which considers Taiwan part of its own territory. Morrison insisted that it is not the Australian government's intention in any way to intervene in the internal affairs of the Solomon Islands, adding that the deployment does not indicate any position on the internal issues of the nation. The island's Prime Minister, Manasseh Sogavare, announced a 36-hour lockdown on Wednesday following a massive protest in the capital city of Honiara, where demonstrators demanded his resignation. At one point, protesters even tried to storm the Parliament building, and later ignited a blaze at a hut directly adjacent to the legislature. Shops and other buildings in the city's Chinatown district were also looted and set ablaze, despite the ongoing lockdown and curfew orders. The destruction was captured in footage making the rounds online, with damaged and smoldering buildings seen amid a sea of debris. On Friday, as Australian personnel arrived, the PM pinned the protests on unspecified foreign states, saying demonstrators had been fed with false and deliberate lies about the island's relationship with Beijing. These very countries that are now influencing the protesters are the countries that don't want ties with the People's Republic of China, and they are discouraging Solomon Islands to enter into diplomatic relations, Sogavare said, though he declined to name any particular nation.
Thank you for listening to our news update. There's more on youtube.com/travel news group. Or you can read us, of course, in going to our news portal at eTurboNews.com or travelnews.online.